What is up, everyone? Welcome to the NoLife Tech Podcast. How's everyone doing this fine evening? Got a couple news stories for you. Not too much. Shouldn't be too long. Want to update you guys on the Adobe keynote, which I think was super duper interesting. And there's a couple other news stories, and we'll get out of here. And we'll see you guys next week. Make sure that you guys head over to our website. One second. Head over to our website, nolife.digital. Check it out. I revamped it. It's a lot easier to read now. It's a lot easier to navigate around, especially on mobile as well. You can also find all of our podcasts. Every single episode that we upload goes up. Shut up! Goes over to the website. And yeah, you'll see it. It's in the menu. Podcast. Click on it. All of them are uploaded right there. Well, all of them, I think. There's not all of them. There's a lot of episodes we didn't do. We didn't upload to a podcast server, but I'm planning on figuring out how I can upload at least most of them there. Every single episode is on the YouTube channel. That's where we do record it. Then I take the audio from the channel, upload it to a podcast server. We've been doing that for a while now, but not every single episode is there. So you probably don't want to hear old news anyway. Just keep updated. Stay on the website, stay subscribed. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and you should be good to go. Anything else? Oh, the SoundCloud. Also, there's a SoundCloud page if you want to listen to the show and you don't want to subscribe to iTunes or Stitcher or Google Play Radio. You use SoundCloud. Follow it at soundcloud.com/DIY or die vaping podcast, and there is a playlist there. All the episodes will be uploaded there. Or you can subscribe to the NoLife Digital Podcast on iTunes. It's a separate thing on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Radio, TuneIn, all of them. I think we're gonna be on Spotify soon as well. So that should help us out. But yeah, SoundCloud's pretty cool too. All right, what's up, dude? How you living, bro?
It's going. Mostly been pretty busy, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. You ready for these new iPads coming out, dude?
No, just because, where are they? I've been actually kind of wanting one.
Yeah.
I'm missing an iPad, and it's just okay. The new Pros sound really cool off all the leaks, and they're just never here.
Yep.
Never lucky.
We're not.
Baby rage.
If we have to wait till spring, I'm gonna be upset. I hope that they're ready.
With all the leaks and renders and cases, but I'm annoyed with that, but I'm more annoyed with where's my Mac Mini?
Yeah.
The hype train started in the summer. You can't be blue balling me like that.
Well, they're saying we should be getting, this is what they've been saying, so who knows, but we should be getting a Mac Mini refresh, a MacBook Air, like a cheaper model MacBook refresh, and an iPad refresh. That should be coming any day now. We haven't even heard of any events.
No,
So,
that's the thing is I was expecting kind of an event either not an event, but an email saying an event's next week or something like that.
Yeah.
I expected that last week or this week, and still nothing.
yeah, nothing at all. But
So yeah, maybe in the spring, maybe they'll do a weird release, but it's Apple, so I doubt it.
and if it's if the leaks are correct, they would have to do a keynote. That's not something like the MacBook they released. They were just like, hey, we're updating the processor, bada bing, bada boom. Everything else is pretty much the same. I don't see them doing that for a completely new iPad, especially one
and a new
that's
MacBook.
Awesome. Yeah, and a new Mac.
All the rumors of the MacBook is it's a new MacBook. It's not just here's an Air with a slapped on processor.
Yeah.
And if they do a new Mac Mini, there's rumors that it's going to be completely different and more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, there would have to be kind of a small event if they launch all of that at the same time. Plus, where's the new AirPods?
Yeah, new AirPods as well. And the Air Power.
Yeah, that's never coming.
The Air Power as well.
Yeah, I gave up on that.
It's gotta come. It's in there. It's in all of the documents. It's in the manuals and stuff, saying hey, you could charge your new iPhone XS on the Air Power. It's not here yet.
Yeah, nah.
How hard can it be to make one of those too? It can't be. You just put 3 Qi coils on a pad and you're good to go. Why is it so difficult?
Yeah, I don't know the science behind Qi charging that well to know if there would be interference or not, but Yeah, I don't know. Johnny Ives went back to sleep, I guess, or something.
Doobie, have you ever owned an iPad?
Of an iPad? No. I
No.
have a Google. I have like a Samsung tablet that
Oh, a
my
Galaxy
mom
tablet?
got. She got it for free, like
Yeah.
when she got her phone or something like that. So like,
Yeah, they hand them
I
out in Happy
use it.
Meals.
I don't have a need for tablets. I really don't.
Well, you have a tablet phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, you got to know, like, here's your tablet. But
The only time I've like actually had any use out of the tablet was we were having problems with Xfinity, and but we were able to access like all the Xfinity stuff through the Stream app,
Yeah.
and that way we were able to catch the like my mom was able to catch, like I helped her do it, so she was able to watch the first episode of Game of Thrones last season because the TV kept screwing up, but I was able to get her like the app on it and she could watch on the tablet, so that helped her out. But like that's the only use I've gotten out of that thing.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me as well. There's something I want to talk about. So I cut the cord I think 2 years ago now. I killed Xfinity. It was that one of besides my wedding, it was the greatest day of my life. Like I specifically remember telling Xfinity to go fuck themselves. We don't want their service anymore. We cut the cord on it. We said fuck you. We're done. So since then, I've been testing out streaming TV services, and I've tried pretty much all of them. I've tried PlayStation Vue, I've tried Sling TV, the Sling box, I've tried YouTube TV, and I just tried the newest one, which I'm actually pretty happy with, and it's DirecTV Now. And essentially, it's like YouTube TV. The interfaces are similar. YouTube TV feels a little bit more snappier. The DVR seems to be it just works a little better. It looks a little nicer. DirecTV Now is looks a little bit more like Xfinity, but DirecTV Now offers a few Viacom channels. So it offers a couple MTV channels, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network, just like a couple more channels that I would actually watch, as well as a few other sports channels. And it also has a separate package for the NFL package, which you can like add onto it. So there are more channels with DirecTV, which is why I'm testing it out. I have a free week, and I've been enjoying it. I think I might actually cancel my YouTube TV service and use the DirecTV Now service for a little bit, see how that goes. And that's the beautiful thing about these streaming services. You can cancel them and add them on whenever you want. So when one has a promo, I'll cancel the other one, hop up on the promo, cancel that one when that one's done, go back to a better one. You could just keep doing that. It's perfect.
For me, like when it comes down to it, like I don't watch that much TV.
Me either.
And even when I do, like I don't like, I still live at home, so my mom pays for the Xfinity. And the only real cool thing with Xfinity that I like, as and I wouldn't pay for it because I don't, right now I'm not paying for it, is if I'm not at home, I can still watch live TV that isn't barred. And by that I mean like I can't watch the NFL if I'm not on the Wi-Fi. If I'm on the Wi-Fi, then I can. But if I'm at work and I wanted to watch like or any of my DVR stuff, I can actually watch that. So
yeah.
I can watch all of like the John Oliver like last week tonight on Mondays when I'm at work. I can just watch last night's episode.
I use my parents' I use my parents' Xfinity login for that purpose, like exactly.
But I mean, I also I pay for the Netflix that I share with my family, so I pay for that. And I think 2020 is when the new Animaniacs comes to Hulu, and that's like the only time I'm gonna pay for Hulu.
Yeah, I also use Hulu Live TV, and it was by far the worst one. But I also got it when it first came out. So
and if you're okay with waiting at most 24 hours, you can get any show that you follow the next day on various sources on the internet if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, so someone like myself.
It depends, but that's how we did like in college. We cut the cord, like we only had internet, but we all watched the same shows.
Yeah.
So like Wednesday nights at like I think like they would air at 10. By midnight we would have the newest episode of It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And we would all huddle up and watch it together.
The problem with Xfinity, because I mean, there is a value in having every single channel under the sun at your fingertips. Like I do miss that about Xfinity. The problem is they charge you so fucking much for those packages. It's ridiculous. It's just not worth it.
There's
I don't miss that. Like there's just it was like all trash. It was like wading through so much ads that like I just like I hated it.
There's too much
Charter's trying to get me back though, because they keep sending me ads for like their secret subscription package that they don't like, you can't just get.
Is it a streaming service?
Yeah, they have to send you a mailer. If you are an internet only customer, you might get a mailer for $20 a month. Cancel whenever you want. You get all of the local channels and choose any 10 streaming.
Choose any 10?
Choose any 10.
Any 10 from their whatever library they have?
Yeah, and I mean it's Charter, same as like Comcast, everything else. It's a pretty sizable.
I would do that for
like
sure.
Options. Yeah,
I would definitely do that because I only watch 10 channels.
Exactly, and that's why it's like that's really tempting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay,
for $20.
There's too much content.
Yeah,
there's too much content.
Yeah,
like there's too much on Netflix. There's too much on Hulu.
There's too much on YouTube.
I personally believe there's not too. I personally believe there's never. I personally believe there's never too much content. I'm personally in that camp.
But I can't. I mean, I'm so
there isn't, but like at the same time, though, there's so much. There's a lot of good content. There's more good content that I have found than I can actively fill up my day.
Oh, for sure.
I watch more Twitch than anything else. I watch more live streams than I watch any other channel TV.
Do you watch Jason R? Okay. He's been that's been in some drama that's been brewing. Is Jason R might be getting in some trouble with Twitch because apparently the rumor is mostly his girlfriend, but him and his girlfriend have just been banning every girl that enters chat.
Just
every single one for
that?
No reason. Like no reason other than like quote every girl on Twitch is a thought or something stupid like that. And his girlfriend's just been banning all of them. The mods have been unbanning him, and then he's been re-banning them.
I mean,
like
he shouldn't get in trouble for that, though.
I'm not surprised. I don't like. I mean, like that's.
I mean, he kind of probably should if he's on their network, just banning anyone just based off their gender.
I mean, that's the funny thing for me. Like the channels I watch, like. I think only maybe 2 of the channels I watch on a consistent basis top over 1,000 viewers.
He's only topping 2.
Yeah, I really enjoy the smaller streamers that have maybe a couple hundred.
I really can't. I've tried. Like sometimes there'll be like the ESL stuff that I'll watch, like the competitions and the tournaments, and I'll hop in, or like the speed running stuff I've been watching a little bit of, or when they do like the fighting tournaments, I'll watch stuff like that, but. The streamers, I don't know. I haven't found one that is like compatible, I guess, with the way that I want to watch it. You know what I mean? A lot of them that I've seen are just way too, just like either gun ho about the game and just trying to destroy everyone in the game, or they're just like goofy and they're just not funny. You know what I mean? Like they're not comedians, they're not professional comedians. So it's like,
yeah, I mean,
or they're just Tim the Tap Man, who's just look at him, he's hilarious.
Yeah, some of it for me is I really enjoy variety streamers. I got heavily into watching like Ocarina of Time randomizers, and I was a speedrunner, so I have a lot of friends in the speedrunning community that stream on a frequent basis that I also watch and mod.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like just the way that my like gaming went into is just everything kind of like went into I pretty much networked.
I also like watching games that I think about picking up, and I just want to see people play it for a little bit.
I mean, streaming is one of the best ways of marketing, and
for sure.
I know that if there's a game coming out that I'm not sure I want to get or not, I'll watch a stream of it. Like when Detroit came out, I watched a few streams of it, realized this was not a game I was going to enjoy, but I didn't mind watching a stream of it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so far, YouTube TV, DirecTV are the best TV only or streaming only TV platforms, live TV. I'm leaning towards DirecTV right now. I hear there's a lot of people that have problems with it, and on any other device other than an Apple TV. I'm using it on Apple TV. It's working perfectly fine. It's been great. Has the most channels that I look at. And YouTube TV, I would love to keep it, but it just doesn't have all the channels. So once they start getting that library back up, I might switch back. But like I said, that's a glory of the streaming service. You are not locked into a contract. You cancel whenever the fuck you want. They won't charge you. It's great. So moving on. Oh, another TV thing. The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. Highly recommend it. We're on episode 4 right now, me and Kate. And I cannot wait for her to get home and we're done with this so we can finish, or not finished. I think there's 10 episodes, so we'll probably watch a few more. Hopefully finish it tomorrow. It is fucking phenomenal. It's like this family spooky drama series. It's got like a really sort of, not Tim Burton-esque because it's like way darker than that. It's like a darker Tim Burton. It's about ghosts. It's about spooky shit. It's about this haunted family. It is so fucking good. Have you guys heard of it at all or seen any of it?
No.
My coworker was talking about it to me. She was like, tell me how I have to watch it.
If you're not watching anything right now, that's the show to watch. Binge.
The only thing on my horizon, at least on Netflix, is when the new Castlevania drops this month.
If you like that shit, you're going to love this because it's kind of got, it's like, you'll see. I highly recommend it. It's
I'm
really,
saying,
really
is it like
good.
a psychological thriller or they're
Yeah.
like jump scares and shit?
Both, but it's more like
I
a.
hate jump scares.
It's not. There's a few jump scares. It's like any scary thing. There's gonna be those few jump scares, but it's really it really plays. It's like a. It really plays on like the family dynamic and like old family histories and mental illness, and it has like a real deep psychological thriller element to it. But it's surrounded in this beautifully shot, beautifully cinematic, gorgeous show that is truly scary. Like it is a truly scary show. And that's coming from someone who watches a lot of horror and none of it really scares me.
I think some of the writers on that show were people who did some writing for, I don't know if you've ever heard of the No Sleep podcast, where it's all like creepypasta and stuff like that. I think some of the writers from that are writing on that show.
I believe it.
Oh.
I believe it because
Which is really cool.
There's like little pieces of like short stories in the show. It's all one story, but you get like these little pieces of short stories, and they're like when you first watch the first episode, one of the first scenes is this woman's telling about her dream, her nightmare that she had, and it's a truly like scary, like it sounds like a creepypasta, you know what I mean, where it's like really kind of dark and it plays on like your nightmares and your thoughts and what you think about, and they do a really good job of it. And that, like I said, it's shot so well. The CG the CG and animations and stuff like that look really, really good. They did a really good job on the show, and that's why it's been so popular. I just found out about it yesterday, so we just started watching it.
I would say, how well does it compare to the only other horror show I know on television that a lot of people watch is like American Horror Story?
Yeah, it's way
How does
better.
it compare to like that?
It's like the first. It's like better than the first 2 American Horror Stories, where it was and I love American Horror Story. The first few of them. Once they got into the witches one was kind of stupid. Then I thought the clown one was pretty good. I don't know if you guys ever seen that one.
That was the circus one, I think, right?
Yeah, he was just a scary motherfucker. But where the first ones were really dark. They had like a really deep, dark undertone to them. They were truly like nerving, and that's what this is. It's a little bit more on the ghost side. It's not as gory. But that's kind of the stuff that scares me, at least. It's more of like the supernatural, those family dynamics, like dead relatives and stuff like that. It plays on all of that, and they do a really good job. So highly, highly recommend it. And I hear it only gets better. We're only in the 4th episode, and supposedly it like towards the end it gets so good. So I'm super excited to finish it. So check that out.
Cool. The only one, if you're into that, there's only one October Halloween special that is actually worth watching.
What is it?
Tim and Eric's Bedtime Stories.
Oh, true. Yeah. The whole.
You said Tim Burton, and all I'm just thinking is like, I want a darker Tim Heidecker.
Yeah.
I will go on record. I've gone on record. I'm not a Tim and Eric fan.
And you're wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They did one sketch, and like I watched it. I thought was funny, but the rest of it I could not stand.
I believe it.
I mean, that's basically the point.
Yeah. I completely.
Like I think
I
Steve
don't blame
Brule
you.
was like the best part of all to come out of all that.
I personally agree. I think Steve Brule was their best show. That shit is
Yeah.
so fucking funny. But
John
that's
C.
more
Reilly.
like that's more like classical funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their show is more absurdist, surrealist stuff.
I wouldn't lie though. If like, the only reason why I know about movies coming out is basically because of
On cinema.
on the cinema at the cinema,
Yeah.
which I'm still amazed is still a thing.
Well, did you see the trial?
Yeah, like no, I remember when it like came out on YouTube for a bit, and like that was like the last I saw it for a while, and then it came back and it's like actually like on season 6 or something, and it's just like,
Yeah, they keep going.
this
yeah.
is still a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a whole fucking universe around it. It's great. Yeah, and then they did the trial after the whole electronic music
Yeah.
festival thing.
No,
That
I
was so
totally watched
good.
I watched the trial. If you really want to get into Tim Heidecker comedy, do not start at the trial,
No.
because the trial is literally 5 hours long.
It's a trial. It's
Oh,
an actual trial.
An actual trial.
It's
It is the
crazy.
slowest, driest humor you can think of.
It's so
I mean,
funny,
there's
though.
some things that Tim and Eric have done, like outside of their own work, or at least their own show, that are great. Weren't they the ones in charge of Tom Goes to the Mayor?
Yeah.
That was
was
a
their
great
show.
show.
No, that's
And
the first
then-
one.
Anything absolutely is them.
They were the
Yeah.
creative team behind the Old Spice commercials.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. They,
Which you can totally see.
in my opinion, I think Tim and Eric, specifically Tim Heidecker's like writing, Eric's sort of surrealist like cinematography. I think they have single-handedly changed the way comedy is like, in the modern day. So many
Yeah.
people rip them off all the time.
No, they were the original meme.
Yeah.
Like they were the basis of the meme.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
mean, when they first came out, there was barely an internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were really playing off of just internet culture. They were way ahead of their time. And it
Like
is weird.
4chan.
It is kind of hard to watch, but you know, that's part of the charm, I guess, is, you know, you got to be in on the joke.
Yeah, then there's every Cinco product. Like introducing the internet, and it comes on the best part about the internet is it comes on a CD and there's only 30 sites, so you'll never get any e-worms.
Yeah, the earworms. All right, moving on. We got some. All right, so let's talk about these iPad rumors that we got. So if you guys don't know, there are iPad rumors. This is what it's supposed to look like: an all-screen, thin little slab. People are suspecting somewhat of like the 4S design or the 4 or 5S design where it's kind of like squared off on the edges. I personally would love that. No headphone jack. They're suspecting for some reason a 3-pin connector thing on the back, but in portrait mode. I don't know why they would do that.
I heard rumors also that they're going to do both.
They would have to, because you're not going to use a
Yeah.
keyboard vertically. That's just not
Yeah.
going to work. And
Especially
also,
if there's
they were saying they were going to do that because the Face ID doesn't work in portrait or in landscape, but now they're saying it does. So
right. But then on top of that, like the other bigger rumor is they're making these bigger. And it's just like, so wait, you're going to make it bigger and then try to make it portrait?
yeah,
No, I don't buy it. I don't think anyone there thinks that's a good idea.
no, I don't think so either. It's going to have basically the way that they did with the Bionic chip in the iPad Pro. The A12 is going to have the A12X, which is just a little bit more, a lot more powerful chip inside. There should be a new Apple Pencil coming out with it. This is going to be released hopefully alongside. It comes in the future, the new Photoshop for iPad, which is going to sell. If this is the iPad that comes out, when Photoshop for iPad comes out, this is what artists I think are going to use. I don't think they're going to use the Wacom stuff anymore, because Wacom is just too professional. It's just too rigid. It's too PC heavy. They're not sleek devices. They're really meant for, you know, architects and, you know, real illustrators who sit at a desk. They have the 32-inch Wacom tablets that cost like $13,000. If you're not that person, if you're someone like me who just needs to draft up some stuff real quick on the iPad, throw some text on something, change some curves, do a couple layer stuff, this is perfect, and I cannot wait for it to be released. Hopefully this is what it looks like, because it does look great too. That full screen design looks so good.
No, it looks gorgeous. I am worried about the no headphones, because
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Basically.
I've already jumped on the wireless band. You
I
know?
mean, I have to an extent, but it's still just one of those like, just go fuck yourself. That's what they're telling you. Like I can't see them saying, "Oh no, we cut it out so we can shove a
No,
tiny bit more in a battery in a thing that's this fucking big."
no, that excuse does not work anymore.
No,
No.
but
And we
but
still haven't seen
a
like
lot of
good
this,
USB-C headphones.
we might be seeing one finally from Google. The
Let's
Google
hope.
headset was actually coming with good reviews, but again, it's a $30 like iPod, iBuds, whatever.
Hmm.
You know,
No, I want like nice, like these,
yeah,
except USB-C. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, not gonna happen.
Or some sort of like DAC dongle accessory. Someone should make that. Make a DAC dongle. Then I wouldn't care. Then it would be worth it. Would
I
be
wouldn't
worth
care
it.
as much, but I would still care. Yeah,
It would be worth it. You know, at least it'd be worth it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I love the
I-
AirPods and I love my Sony's WX1000s, but I do. I mean, look, I have one. I have a 3.5 millimeter or quarter inch millimeter. It's just you can't beat it. It's so reliable. It sounds better. I have equipment that's set up for that standard, and I won't be able to use it unless there's some sort of dongle thing with the iPad.
and yeah, especially on like this kind of device, that's kind of rough. But everything else seems really cool about it.
Yeah.
The
USB-C as
I
well.
don't know if
It's not going to be Lightning. Forgot to mention.
yeah, I'm down with that. I think USB-C is better, but Lightning's still pretty good. I just don't understand why they went with Lightning in the first place when they were both coming out at the same time. But tomato.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I think Lightning was a little bit earlier.
it's like a little bit earlier, but the standard was like in the works, if I remember right. But I could totally be wrong there.
Well, I definitely think the Lightning was a little bit earlier, but I mean, as soon as Thunderbolt 3 was relevant, then they should have switched. You know, when Thunderbolt 3 was on the MacBook, they should have made all the iPhones Thunderbolt 3. They should have made the iPad Pro Thunderbolt. I just switched over
Yeah.
to Thunderbolt 3. That would have made it nicer.
I mean, well, think of it this way. Right now, you're looking at a future here where you can buy an iPad, a brand new iPad Pro, a brand new MacBook, and a brand new phone, and your phone can't connect to either of them,
Yeah.
but they can connect to get together.
Yeah. Unless you buy a Lightning to USB 3, which I have and I never fucking use.
Yeah.
I never use that
But
shit.
to go back to one of your points, I don't know if this will completely outsell. Well, no, I think this will outsell Wacom. That's the wrong word. For like top end professional artists, I don't know if it will completely still replace Wacom.
No, I don't
but,
think
like,
so either.
Yeah,
But I think
like
the-
any Wacom thing under $1,000, get the fuck out of here.
Right. I think that
Like-
market, like the bamboo market, it's all
Yeah,
going to be
all
like
that. Like, no, just go buy an iPad
And it's crazy because the bamboo, I think, is like
or go buy a
$200,
Surface.
$300. So it is markedly cheaper, but this
Well,
is
I
this is
think
going
that
to be
already
it.
died. I think that already died too with the last iPad, the actual iPad.
Yeah.
Now that you can just get the $300 iPad that works with the pencil,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
like, and then this is the next step up, you know?
I mean, I still have I don't know where it is, but I still have
Yeah, I
my
got a
old
bamboo around
somewhere.
here.
And then once I got my iPad, I was like, this is just way better. It's not even close. And then now if they released or when they release the new Photoshop, which we're going to talk about soon, I mean, that's just a huge game changer. There's also the new Premiere Rush. All I'm waiting for, this is my dream device, an iPad, right, that runs Photoshop, full Premiere, or full Final Cut would even be even better. USB-C Thunderbolt 3, that way I can just dock it onto my office the way I have it. I can put it on my big screen if I need to, and boom, I'm done. I would love that device. I would literally pay anything for that, as long as a camera 4K 60 with Thunderbolt 3 is also available, but that's another story. But I would love that. I would pay anything for that. That'd be my dream device because I love my iPad. It's just unfortunately limited by that Lightning port. It's limited by the apps that are on it. There's no real way to edit, like, you know, it edits video with LumaFusion, but it's not Final Cut.
Yeah.
It's not Premiere. You know, there's Photoshop Mix. There's other Photoshop things. There's Procreate. There's Affinity, but it's not Photoshop. You know, once that comes though, then it's a different story. And I think Apple sees that because they are basically the same company.
Yeah, I mean, there's reasons to push towards that. It's still not going to replace everything for me personally. It can't yet. still, but that's also it's on the software side, but
Yeah.
that hasn't been fixed in 4 years. I don't think it's going to get fixed next year either.
It might. It might. I mean, if iOS 13 comes out with some sort of cursor support as well as like a real file management system, it could be pretty compelling. And
Well,
then, the
I don't
marzipan
think
stuff.
they're never going to add a cursor to iOS.
It'd be nice.
It would be, but I really doubt that. And I mean, to an extent, I see why, but it's not even the cursor. Like I can get away, I guess, with touching it, but like, yeah, just for coding, it's one of those things where it's like products like these, like if I could actually do everything on that, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And the
But
Surface had a chance.
I have to do it with the Surface.
Surface had a chance to really sway me to get a Surface this year, but they fucking missed the mark heavy. They missed the mark heavy. We'll see.
So was it heavy or was it just the USB-C?
USB-C is a big miss.
It is a big miss, yeah.
It's a huge miss. I want to be able to dock it. That's it. I got to be able to dock it, run the 4K 60 frames to my monitor, and then I'm happy.
Oh, you can do that with the fucking $200 accessory.
Yeah.
You just need the Surface dock.
And then they have the Surface Book. I'm sure a new one will be coming out soon. So, I'm not opposed to going to a Surface Book.
All black Surface Book.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
With a GTX like 1070 in it or a 2070, whatever the fuck.
Oh,
the next
but
one is.
there's been rumors of an RTX mobile roadmap for we'll possibly see at CES.
I'm
pumped. See like a February release, and that could be like the first RTX flagship, which would completely surprise me because Microsoft seems incapable of using new shit.
I mean, imagine that, right? A Surface Book 2 or 3, Thunderbolt 3, all the ports. Give me an SD card slot as well. Touchscreen.
That'd be pretty sexy.
4K, matte black with a fucking RTX chip in it, so you can game if you wanted to. That's the dream. That's the dream. Apple, it's your play. If you miss the mark, then the Surface opens it up.
I just wish I could triple boot with it. It would be like the best thing in the world.
I don't need a triple boot. You don't have to give me that.
I do, but yeah.
All right. So that's that. Oh, there's these new Grotto wireless headphones out.
That's interesting to me.
They look sick.
No, old Grotto headphones are really nice.
They're great.
I was a big fan. Yeah.
They're great.
So like them actually entering the wireless space and especially if they're like open back, that's really interesting to me.
Open back
wireless. Grotto's always done really good with open backs.
Yeah. The problem that I have personally with Grottos is that they're a little shrill on the high end. But some people like that sound. I personally don't. So I want to test these out before I even give them a chance. But and they're also like not as comfy. They're the pads on them, they kind of sit on your ear a little bit. I have kind of weird ears where if there's too much pressure, it pushes against my glasses and it hurts. But other than that, they do have, I mean, they're Grottos for a reason. You know, they're super popular. A lot of people love the sound. They love the way that they fit. And now you got a wireless version, which is dope.
Plus, like open back, that's really interesting to me. Like open back Bluetooth. I want to see how that goes. I mean, I assume it would work fine, but it's just like,
yeah,
that's something that's been missing for me for going like fully wireless. Like
there has been no open back wireless, I don't think.
Like you want a really good set of headphones, go fuck yourself.
The problem with open back is that you can't do noise cancellation.
Well, right.
And that's just a different product.
I know it is a different product, but it's just like, that's interesting. Because I think if you can push people doing really good open back headphones, that's also what usually forces people to make better close back.
Yeah. Well, Grotto, you can definitely count on. If you like their sound, you can definitely count on this being an awesome product.
Well, I mean, like, I didn't really start seeing a ton of really good close back headphones till there was a bunch of budget companies, and like example, Grotto themselves making like $100 open back headphone that really started pushing down like performance to price points on good headphones that brought out a lot more solid, like cheap close back headphones, like the AKGs and like these ones, things like that. I think that could be really cool.
By the way, it's got a 320 milliamp hour battery. They're saying about 15 hours. It's got a microphone in it so you can answer phone calls. Hi, Kate.
I don't know about
32
I don't know
impedance,
about a
32 ohms.
microphone.
Yeah, if you want to
That
answer
would be
phone
weird.
calls, it's fine.
On open backs.
Yeah, it might be a little weird. It might be a little weird, but it's
There's
there.
all your noise canceling is on the microphone.
It is there.
I just like now I'm just imagining like massive amounts of echoes too, because like that microphone's got to be right next to where the open back is.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. But it's
That'd be
there.
interesting.
It is there. And then it's a 32 ohm normal impedance. And I'm sure you should be able to, I don't know actually, I don't see it anywhere, but you should be able to hook up a, yeah, there is a 3.5 millimeter audio cable if you did want to hook it up. Which
Okay,
is,
so
which
yeah.
is needed. So there you
Cool.
go. I think they look pretty fucking dope too. They look really nice, at least in these pictures. All right, moving on. The Dell 49-inch ultra wide.
Dude, it's pretty.
This thing is fucking insane. It's literally two monitors glued together.
Yeah, at 1440p. This is the first 1440p 49-inch monitor. So we've had 49-inch 1080s, and I've told everyone to wait, and this is why.
This is very niche market.
Oh, it's totally niche market, but so is a 49-inch 1080p for $1,000 that people wanted to buy, and it's just like, bruh, you can go buy like 100. You can buy like two 1440p's for $100 and tape them together.
Yeah, it's a dual quad HD monitor with a resolution of 5120 by 1440. It's 32 by 9. So to put it in perspective, normal is 16 by 9. I have an ultra wide and it's a 21 by 9.
21, yeah.
And that's double that. That's insanity. 100%
Dude, it's so
RGB,
pretty, though.
sRGB, by the way, which is nice.
Yeah, oh no, it's Dell, so it's going to be a good monitor. It's their ultra sharp line, which is usually pretty decent.
And it's $1,700.
I mean, also I love the fact that like the stands they're showing it on, like they just put it on like the beefiest stand known to man because they want to put like 3 of them on it.
Yeah. That's insane. I mean, if you are a day trader, there you go. Just get 2 of these bad boys, you're good to go. And I guess if you're a video editor too.
Yeah, no, there's a picture of a day trader being shown off as a potential use case. They have 2 of them stacked on top of each other, also flanked by like 27-inch or 24 inches.
It's crazy.
Of 4 of them.
It's crazy. That's cool. And then on this article it says definitely not as the Acer Predator X27, which is the 4K G-Sync. Yeah, this is nice. I kind of am looking at this, but I need to see what the colors are on this bad boy. They're so ugly. All these gaming monitors are so fucking ugly.
Yeah, I've heard not the best things.
Yeah.
Sadly.
This is the
And
I
that-
have the
that mostly
Asus
comes
Predator,
down-
but it's the 32 or this 21 by 9 one, and it's pretty good. But 4K 144, that's pretty rough.
It's partially that, but also the biggest thing that I've heard against it is you can't really get a good panel
Yeah.
that's going to run 144 4K. And by that I mean you're not getting IPS. That's for hell sure. You're going to get like, I think VA can maybe push that.
Yeah, and then the colors
you're
are probably
probably-
all washed out.
Yeah, but VA is still going to be better than TN, which is going to be shit. And then everything with HDR right now and Microsoft just does not work together well at all.
They are claiming 100% sRGB and 99% of the Adobe RGB, which is interesting. So that's kind of what this monitor is.
Yeah, then maybe this could be really good. I just so far a lot of
It's a lot of money too.
it's most like what scares me more is the HDR.
Yeah.
To be honest, because HDR has yet to be really done well in especially a gaming monitor.
I haven't really messed around with an HDR monitor, only TVs.
Yeah, the TVs look a lot better. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if that's on Windows side or if
That's
on,
a lot of it. A lot of it's on Windows side.
Yeah,
like,
they probably don't know how to-
Software wise, it just does not function.
It's got to be difficult to kind of code for something like that. To have an
Well, it's-
OS that makes all the different HDR spectrums all the same. And
It's partially that, and it's partially trying to switch in and out of it.
Yeah.
because you have to constantly be switching in and out of it, because also not every game's HDR
Right.
on PC. Like half of them are, but then it has to switch into that for that, and then switch out things like that, where it's getting really wonky
Yeah.
from what I've seen. So, but give it a couple of years, it'll be pretty cool. Kind of, it's the same story as RTX. Wait till next one.
I know. For everything nowadays.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're talking about Adobe's new shit. There's a ton of new stuff. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm an Adobe nerd. We were talking about this before we begin. I will say Adobe is the most expensive creator tools out there. It is wildly expensive. I don't even know how much I actually pay. I think it's $30 for a service if you have some sort of school ID. And
25, 23. You got a school
like
ID?
that. It's something like this. So it might be $30 regularly.
Yeah, I think it's $50 regularly.
Probably. I pay a lot for it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Monthly.
No,
this is a monthly charge.
No, monthly. No, I know yearly you can like get it down to be like 240 with school ID, I think.
Yeah, it's expensive. What you get for it is you get access to all of their apps. So you don't have to pay per app, which is nice because it is nice to have all of their apps there. You also get their cloud service
for $240 if you don't have a school ID.
Oh, is it just a one-time payment?
No. If you don't have a school ID, then it's like $22 per app.
Oh, okay.
If you're trying to only use one app.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. There is a single app use case.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't say I want to pay for just Photoshop and just something. It's either single app or you pay the only price.
Yeah, the only package that I know of that they still have is the Photoshop Lightroom.
Right. Actually, let's check it out. Let's make sure that we're right on this.
I don't want to know. I mean, I know. No, we should. I know, but god damn.
Like, I don't even know how to do it on their website. Learn about Creative Cloud. Let's see. Let's look at. I just want to see pricing. Choose a plan. Here we go. We're gonna choose a plan. Okay, so for the photography package, it's $10 a month. You get Lightroom Classic, which is the old Lightroom, and then Photoshop. And you also get the 20 gigabytes of cloud storage. So that's not too bad.
That's only $120 a year.
Yeah. For the single app, it's $20.99, and you get an app of choice. Your choice of one creative app like Photoshop, Illustrator, Adobe. You get 100 gigabytes of cloud storage, Adobe Portfolio, Adobe Fonts, Adobe Spark. Adobe Fonts is now, that used to be called Typekit. It's now called Adobe Fonts. Now you get the all apps, which is what I have, $52.99 per month. So yearly, that is about $600 a year. Wildly expensive, but you get everything. You get all of their apps, 100 gigabytes of cloud storage, and then you also get 10 assets from the Adobe Stock line.
A whole 10.
But dude, stock photos are so fucking expensive. That's a godsend.
I know.
It's a godsend that they even give you 10. And you also get up to 10 terabytes of cloud storage.
But if you want the full stock, it's $83 a month.
Yeah, if you want the full stock, which I've been considering because I've been using a lot of stock photos lately, which is so expensive.
I still don't know if I would go through them because there are a lot of competing stock groups out there nowadays too.
I would have to see what would be cheaper.
Yeah, well, it's a weird thing, and that's what I do hate about Adobe, and what scares me off of buying their stock is there's a lot more competition out there nowadays for stock, and most of those other places, even if they are cheaper, they have very wildly different degrees of quality depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And all of those places are, oh, if you don't like us, you can cancel us this month. Adobe's like, well, no, you signed up for a year.
I will say what's nice about Adobe's is that they build it into their apps. So when I'm on Photoshop and I'm like, damn, I need a stock photo real quick, it's right there in the app, and you can just literally drag it and preview it before you even pay for it, which is nice.
True. No, yeah, entirely. But it's like, I wish, especially for the stock, I didn't have to buy annually.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it's like, okay, so you have to commit to a year instead of like everywhere else where you can try it for 7 days and see if they actually have good shit.
Yeah. And I don't even know about their video stock stuff. I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
I'm only just talking about photo stock images.
Like there's video blocks too out there, things like that. Like there's a whole world of stock photos, music,
It's a huge
videos, everything.
It's a huge market. It's a huge market. It's a great market to get into if you are someone who has access to a camera and stuff and you want to make a little extra cash. Maybe you're not working right now. Look at how to get into stock photos, because you can make a good living just doing stock photos, stock videos, stock audio. It's a whole cottage industry. And then, all right, we'll get into the apps. Premiere Rush is a new one. This is like
that's the one I'm most excited.
This is like their iMovie. It's basically a cut down form of Premiere that works on mobile devices, your phone, your tablets, your laptop, anything you want. And it looks like it does a lot as well.
Yeah, because while it is meant for phones, the reason why I've been excited for this for a while and looking forward to trying this out, it's meant for phones. It's meant for tablets. It is a competitor on the iPad. You know what I mean?
Right.
It works on fucking Chromebooks.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like that's huge for Chromebooks. If like this, you just can download the Android app and it just works.
Yeah.
And you now actually have like a respectable video editor on a Chromebook. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been really excited for it, to try it out. Because I've been hearing about this for a couple of months and getting excited.
So it says, as for pricing, the app is included across a series of Creative Cloud plans and starts at $9.99 a month for individuals. There's also a starter plan which lets users create an unlimited number of projects on desktop and iOS and export 3 of them for free, which is kind of weird. So I'm assuming you're gonna have to pay for it in some way, but that's the thing about Adobe. They lock you in, man. Because once you have that, you're like, all right, well, I could also get Photoshop for an extra $10 a month, and then all of a sudden you're spending $60 a month. But this is dope because there's nothing really like this out there professionally. So what I'm thinking is, I do a lot of stuff in the field sometimes, like we're shooting that Tastemaker thing. We shoot tethered. I can view it on my iPad, cut it up real quick, and when I want to really get into the nitty-gritty, do all the bit rating stuff, I can go to my desktop and finish it up while everything is in the cloud. That's a dream. That would be so great if I could do that, because there's just no way to do it right now. There's no way to do it right now. Final Cut doesn't have a mobile option. Premiere, there's nothing. So this is really, really compelling, and I'm super excited to dig into this. I don't know when it's being released. I don't know if it's released now. I need to double check on that.
Now on iOS and
so you can
desktop.
Get it now?
It's on iOS and desktop. The Android version isn't out yet.
It is on desktop. I saw it when I updated.
Yeah.
So a lot of the updates are out already, and I guess this is out as well. So I'll check back in with you on this because I'm going to be playing around with it. I want to see how much you can actually do with it, because I see layers, I see audio tracks, I see effects, I see text, and this could be pretty advanced. Right now, LumaFusion on iPad is its only competitor, which does a lot, but it's so clunky and so weird to use. They just don't know how to put together a good UI. Premiere knows how to do that. So
especially too, I mean, it depends on how well all these work too, but like the idea too of you can sign them into your like social accounts and just upload it straight to it.
Yeah. Which would be so dope.
Yeah. That'd be really nice.
And you won't even have to save it onto your phone, because you could save it on your Creative Cloud account, which comes with the service.
Just edit it and then send it immediately to your YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
And I'll tell you what, when I shoot like little Instagram videos and stuff, editing in like iMovie or LumaFusion it's annoying. It is an annoying process. It's not enjoyable whatsoever. So that's one thing I really want to check out with this is it an enjoyable experience? That's a huge part of these graphical user interfaces. That's a big reason why I use Final Cut. It's more enjoyable than Premiere because of the way that they simplify it, the magnetic timeline. It's a lot easier. It's quicker. It's remarkably quicker than Premiere. Premiere is great because it has so much customizability to it. You can literally do anything you want with Premiere. So if this is a cut down version of that, I am very, very interested. And then there's Photoshop on the iPad, which was announced to huge applause. The Verge has an awesome little preview video of it. So go check that out. I'm not gonna play it here, but she plays around with it, and it looks fucking great. It looks like Photoshop, but meant for an iPad. Like, it's not just a complete rip of Photoshop. It's like a iOS friendly Photoshop version. And that's not to say that it skimps on anything. It's just they show you there's little things that they had to do to make it run better in a touch interface, on a smaller interface, on something that you can draw on, which is awesome. I'm really excited to play around with this. Unfortunately, it's not going to be released till 2019, which sucks. I want to play with it now. But I'm hyped, dude. I'm super hyped.
Yeah, like
This is gonna remove
so
my
big,
laptop
you know?
from so much time. You know, I'm gonna be on my iPad so much more now.
Well, I mean that's honestly that's why I use a Surface. Like for a lot of stuff too, it's like I use Photoshop sometimes, but I usually use Affinity products.
Yeah.
But like that's what killed Wacom for me, at least on like especially the lower price market, is there's such a world of difference of you actually like you're drawing.
Yeah.
Like you see your pencil or pen or whatever the fuck whatever company you're using wants to call it, stylus, hitting the like whatever you're actually creating.
Yeah.
Versus it being disconnected is fucking huge.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's
it's
so
like,
sick.
it's complete difference. There's a complete difference to it. And like, I mean, even just for like sketching down ideas, now you have full Photoshop layer support. You have all the tools. I mean, professional editing even. Now you can take photos, upload them real quick to your iPad wirelessly, or you can do it through a tether, and then just edit them and just boom, right up on Instagram, boom, right up on Facebook. You know, there's no uploading anymore. Like, they're getting rid of that whole step of like transferring your files, which is great because it takes a lot of time to do that stuff. All the transcoding, you know, you can do all that on the go basically in your palm, which is awesome. And there's nothing really better than laying back on your couch and editing some photos or editing a little bit. It's a really nice experience if you want to draw, you know. Now, I will say that a lot of the drawing apps have been pretty good. I like to draw with Procreate, and I mean, even Adobe Draw is great to use, but it's not Photoshop. Now you have Photoshop, which is awesome. All the compositing stuff, text. No one really does text well at all on any mobile device. If you want to add text to your images, it's a pain in the ass. Snapseed is not. It doesn't even.
No,
barely
none of
do
them
it.
do good. It's like it's all the same generic phone fonts.
Yeah, they're stupid.
And like I don't even mean like it's an actual phone font. It's like it's been the same Snapchat filters for like 3 years or 4 years now.
Yeah.
And that's everything.
Exactly. So now you got full typekit, or now Adobe font support with it, where you can have all of your own fonts uploaded to it. Boom. You can transform them in any way. I mean, this is dope. It's super dope. And if you haven't used Photoshop, if you use Affinity products or you use GIMP or you use anything else, once this comes out, I implore you to just at least try it for a month, because I guarantee you're going to be like, wow, this is a really good experience, and it'll just make you that. It's the standard, you know? It's nice to always use the
I would
standard.
implore you to try it for whatever the trial's for, because Adobe's really hard asses about, no, you sign up for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, whatever they do, whatever they offer.
Yeah. Because they will not let you cancel early. But, I don't know. Also, adding on to that list, I would definitely say check out Affinity stuff, too. Because I think it's huge that they've been coming on iPads, too. Because, like,
Well,
they're really nice. They were first, yeah. But it's just like for $50, I haven't used their Photoshop tool yet, but I use the version of Illustrator. I fucking love it.
Yeah,
because I prefer Illustrator anyway.
I hear good things about it.
Like it's not as good, but well, it's give or take, because they don't have as many tools yet, and they're constantly working on adding more tools that like you'd expect in like Adobe products. But most of them are tools you'd never use, because like that is something that Adobe's always done, is they have really great tools, but half of them are, I mean, you'll use them fucking once.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anyone out here, like there's probably only like 10 people in the world who's like really all about the fucking lens flare tool and Illustrator, you know what I mean? But the thing that really sold me on Affinity, their shape support. their shape support smacks Adobe hands down.
Really?
They have so many more shapes that you can use in their version of Illustrator. It's so much better in that aspect. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I got to check that out.
Like, I think they have something like 20 different shapes or something, like as defaults that you can play with to then break up and things like that, instead of with Illustrator. That is a hard, annoying part of Illustrator is like, well, you can make everything out of a triangle, a square, and a circle.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, you got to mess around with all the paths and stuff.
Yeah. And like, you can still do that because it's still a vector-based program, but it's nicer having more options to start with to mess it up, to make what you're trying to make in the first place.
Yeah. How much is it?
$50.
Yeah, it's not too bad. That's one thing I really want. I want Affinity to do better because
it's one monthly payment of Adobe.
Yeah. I don't want to pay
forever
$60, $800 a year, however much it is. It's fucking insane.
Like that's also a no, definitely why they did that, because it's just like, yep, nope, here it is for 1 month of Adobe.
Yeah.
Forever.
I mean, essentially, if I could have an After Effects program, a Photoshop, and an Illustrator, I would cancel my Adobe account, because then I could use Final Cut, and then I could use whatever the other ones are, and then not have to pay all this money because it's so expensive. It's so fucking expensive. It's great, and like we were saying before, I really don't feel like I'm gypped paying this. Like it is a worthy payment because I do make a living from the images that I provide, so it does pay for itself. But like, it's still expensive.
The tool, and it is still the best tools.
Yeah.
Like, if you're actually fully into that family, like, it sucks paying it, but yeah, no, it feels worth it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh yeah, nope, this all works together. Cool. I'm working on a web project. I made my logo in Illustrator, then took it to Photoshop to like touch it up for a specific use, but usually I'm still just going to use the vector. But oh yeah, I can grab all of those, both of those, throw them in a Dreamweaver. Oh, I need to add a video reel. So, I can just do that in Premiere real quick and then just instantly add it. Like everything like that together, the way it all works together.
Yeah.
You will end up, like if you're doing a lot of things with those tools, you can easily find yourself using like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like I use a lot of their apps every single day. So it doesn't feel like they're ripping me off. But at what point is it too expensive? Because it's a lot of money. So if you're someone who's making a living off of your images and videos, then obviously you're gonna pay it because that's just what you're doing. But it's hard for someone who doesn't and they want to get into compositing, they want to get into photos. Paying that it's obscene. It seems obscene. You're someone who just wants to edit your photos on something. And maybe do a podcast and you want to cut up your podcast. Well, now you have to pay $40 a month, and it's just like, holy shit, this got out of nowhere. But I guess that's why Adobe is Adobe. They've been doing this for a long time, so maybe they figured out the best way to maximize profits. Then there's XD, which is like their web design UI. I don't know too much about this.
I've never fallen in love with it. I did try it when it first came out and was like not super impressed.
Well, from what I'm hearing, it's just like they're taking really big steps in this release, and I don't really know exactly what that means. There's also voice support, so anything with Siri or Google Assistant, if you want to code in like
it's more
this app, and then you can do all that stuff.
It's more for like UX design for apps than it really is for even web. Like it's
right,
kind of weird.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's how they market it, at least.
Yeah, like apps. It's more meant for phone apps and phone sites, but it's like, I don't know. If I were to actually learn it, it would probably end up being decent, because I had the same problem with Dreamweaver the first time. If like you're used to coding, the first time you open up Dreamweaver, you're gonna kill someone. Like the way they do it seems so unintuitive. But if you actually learn it for like a month and figure out how they design that workflow to work, it works pretty well.
Yeah.
It's still not my favorite, but like I still like using that sometimes for designing, because it is easier being able to click something and then instantly change it instead of coding it. When you're first learning it, you're going to be struggling with it, because you're like, I know the code. I could type the code in 5 seconds.
That
But
sounds
instead,
like
you're making me jump through 10 loops to just do this change that I know I could do in 5 seconds.
that sounds like all of their apps.
Yeah.
All of their apps are like crazy complicated, but you just have to learn how they do things, and then you're like, oh, this actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think there's a reason why XD is still free.
Yeah.
maybe it can get fleshed into something, but so far I'm not really sold on it outside of like a few select uses.
I want to see it because I don't really know too much coding. So I want to see how intuitive it is to actually be able to create a simple web app. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I'm interested in it. All the voice prototyping stuff, I just want to see what it's like if I want to build something like a small web portfolio, or if I want to build, a small thing for my website, if it's actually like easy to do.
Well, not like that, because it's still mostly a prototyping tool, as far as I know. Like it's not going to load the code for you, which is why it does seem kind of weird and useless to me at times.
I think it's meant to be used with Dreamweaver, right?
I guess, yeah, but it's mostly just artboards.
Yeah,
it's like artboard management, really. It's like all it really is.
Okay, that makes sense then. That's interesting.
Like it's not going to like spit out the code for you, as far as I know, to like make something work.
Right.
It's more just so you can like, oh, this is what it's going to look like. And then you still have to do the work to actually make it look like that.
Yeah, head into
which
Swift
to
or
me,
something.
Yeah, and like me, it's just like I'd rather just do the work to make it look like that. But hey,
yeah,
I understand that's not for everybody, and also most companies hate when you just go and make something instead of having a plan and then going and making something. So
right, and they really push like the whole team thing, because you can add like everyone can work on one document and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's real quick, Adobe Typekit is not Adobe Typekit anymore. It's now Adobe Fonts. And let's take a look at it. I haven't seen it yet. It looks kind of the same.
I expect it to be the same. It's probably just a name change.
Yeah, they basically are just consolidating it. They do have great fonts. So go check it out. Is it better than the Google font one? I think it's called Google font. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Debatable.
I know that it is annoying when I fucking make something and I want to put it on the web and there's no Google font for it. I'm like, damn it. I just use the Google font one all the time now. Mostly works on Chrome,
Nah.
And lastly, there's Gemini, which is their drawing pen support for Photoshop on the iPad. This is so dope. So basically, this crosses between painting, like real Photoshop painting, but also vector support. So they were showing like, hey, I want to draw these watercolor hair marks on this one document. The next layer will be an Illustrator pen line, so you get those really nice sharp lines. And the next document, I can use oils. And it worked really, really well. Super dope. I don't really know too much else of it. All I know is that it allows you to break up your layers into the specific tool in your app, in the single Photoshop app. So like I said, if you want to have a watercolor background with this weird oil brush painting layer with Adobe Illustrator paths in it, then you can do that all in the same Photoshop app on the iPad. So that's awesome. I can't wait to see how this works, how it plays around with. But and that's pretty much it out of the Adobe camp. There was some other little updates here and there. Premiere got a little update on content aware fill, which was pretty cool. But that's it's whatever. You can kind of do that stuff anyway now. And Lightroom basically has a couple other coloring tools, but those are the big announcements really. So that's kind of interesting. And our last story, the red hydrogen 1 leaks. Specs leak as launch approaches. This is the touted phone or camera with a phone attached.
Camera with the phone attached, yeah. I mean, it's not even like a new phone anymore. It's a year-old phone already for $1,200.
I know. So it's 128 gigabytes of storage, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 45 milliamp hour battery. It's aluminum, or you can get a titanium model. It's got stereo speakers, 5.7-inch 1440 resolution display. and it's got
Samsung
all
835, baby.
Snapdragon 835,
Or a Snapdragon, yeah.
and you got that Hydrogen 1 camera on the back. I don't even know if anyone is gonna buy this thing, literally,
No.
except for Marquez Brownlee. That's about it. And he's not even gonna buy it. They're just gonna give him one.
I think there's about 20 YouTubers who are gonna buy it, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's kind of a joke, to be honest. It's kind of.
It's still got those like weird grips on it too. Like it's like you put pistol grips on a phone. Like,
and it's like, I would love a awesome camera with a phone attached.
yeah,
Right. I would love that.
like it
but-
really comes down to how good the camera is, and like Red makes good cameras, but I
Yeah.
don't know if Red makes good cheap cameras because it's gonna have to be a good cheap camera.
Yeah.
It's not Red. I mean,
Yeah.
they're cheap for what they are, but Red's still a $60,000 camera manufacturer.
Right. I don't understand it. I really don't. And I don't want to see fucking YouTubers trying to recommend this to anyone, because this is not a phone that you recommend to literally anyone. No one needs this phone. This is a.
Oh, and don't forget the holographic display.
Oh, yes, the holographic display. I mean, it makes no fucking sense what they're doing. It really doesn't.
And A3D spatial surround sound. Ooh, there we go.
Now, am I interested in what the fuck it is and how it works?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would love to use it, but.
Do I expect Tupac to actually rise up out of it? Fuck no.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke of a phone. But we will keep you updated on its existence, I guess.
I mean, I want to see one.
It's got a
really
headphone
bad.
jack.
Yeah, it does.
So there you go.
I might buy it just because of it.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. All right. That's it for No Life Tech. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. We'll catch you guys next week. Make sure you
Oh.
head over to our website. What's up?
One last thing on the front, weird phone fronts. I think the Razer Phone 2 got announced.
Oh, yes, it did. And it looks pretty dope.
It looks exactly like the first one. There you go. The red phone looks exactly the same, just with pistol grips. That's what reminded me of it.
Yeah, it does look like the Razer 2. Yeah, and the Razer 2, again, is not a phone that I ever expect to see in the real world, except in a YouTuber's hand. So
Yep.
there you go. All right, we'll catch y'all next week. Hit up our website, nolife.digital, and our Twitter, Instagram, @nolifedigital. Peace!